back
Back.
to SpongeBob Battle for the Bikini Bottom. We just defeated the second major boss.
Flash! Authorities have confirmed that the robots running amok through Bikini Bottom are indeed coming from the chum bucket. Yes, right where you're standing. Plankton, owner of the chum bucket, and best known for the creation of robots whose sole purpose is to cause mayhem and destruction, has denied any involvement. And then stomp on your children! And stomp on your children's children! This has been a Bikini Bottom news flash.
They serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
No, come on. There we go. There we go. Gotta do it the normal way. You can't do it speedrun way, because as much as I do want to do that, it just taunts at me. I just want to do it the fast way, you know?
Life in the fast lane.
Life in the fast.
So, you
What's wrong, Mr.
usually
Krabs?
wait
You don't
until
look
the
so
Oscar
good.
nominations come out to watch everything.
You gotta
Yes.
help me, boy.
But as of right
Krusty
now, what's the
Krabs
best
been
movie you
overrun
saw
by a
this
bunch
year?
of them hoodlum
That
robots
came out
of yours.
2022.
They've voted me out, and worse.
Because people ask me this all the time, because sometimes I just don't. I've seen a movie like this here that I did not remember that came out this year.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Like I thought like it came out 5 years ago.
Is there no end to their evil? What are we
But
going
from
to do,
what I can
Mr. Krabs?
remember,
We, meaning you, are going to
probably
clear the robots out.
most recent movie that I think is the best so
And
far
most
has been
importantly,
The Menu.
rescue me.
With
You saw the
Ralph
menu?
Yeah.
Love the menu.
Yeah, it was
Oh
really
my
good.
god, dude. I love that movie. That's in my
Yeah.
top 10 of the year.
Like, I just love the style of it.
It was amazing.
It,
Loved it. And you know what I loved about it is usually I don't like classism messaged movies or TV shows. They usually just they usually just don't work for me. Like they just make everybody an asshole and you have no one to root for.
yeah.
This did it right. This finally did it right for me where I was basically rooting for everyone almost in a way. Like I almost like found a rooting interest in even like Ray Fiennes' character in a weird way. Like not that I wanted him to win, but like he was such a amazing character. It's so fun to watch, and it's like I don't really. If this guy wins, like I don't really mind. You know, Anya Taylor-Joy was great. Like everyone but Nicholas Braun. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm rooting for all these
John
guys. You know?
Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo was incredible in that
Yeah,
movie.
he
He
was.
was so good. Hong Chow was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't know you'd seen it. Love that movie. It's probably not going to get nominated for anything, which
Maybe screenplay.
I bet it doesn't get nominated at all, but it should. It's one of the better movies of the year, without a doubt. I had an amazing time with that movie. I give it a 94 out of 100. Love that movie.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like character movies where we just watch an actor just perform, which is what Ralph Fiennes did.
Yeah.
You had
I just
me
love
worried
that.
there for a bit, boy.
Oh, this is the best line,
Worried
of course.
for me money, of course. Here, take this as your reward.
I did watch Knives Out 2.
Glass Onion.
Yes.
What did you think?
I really did like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was better. I thought it was way better than, not way better, but I thought it was better than the first one.
Really?
Yes.
That was better than the first one?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I thought the mystery was better than the first one because
I bet the next move you teach me will be
the first
best
one was
ever.
like, damn, it's the fucking it's Christopher. I know it's him. It's him. It's obvious. Yeah, like, while this one, I was like, I don't. Everybody has a good motive to like kill somebody. You know. I thought that all the characters had pretty good backstories. They were very interesting.
Yeah.
Now pay attention, SpongeBob.
Dave Bautista is like literally me right now. You know, the full-on online celebrity.
Dude, Dave Bautista is. It's crazy. He's one of the most intriguing actors working today. First of all, everything that he's in is good. I don't know if you noticed. Everything he's in is good, and everything that he is in, he is good.
Okay,
He's
with
far
Dave
and away
Bautista,
the best pro wrestler turned actor. Far and away. Not even close.
probably. No, John Cena's better, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
John Cena?
I think John Cena's way better.
It's close. I guess it's close. Dave Bautista is just so damn funny. He
Like,
can be intimidating.
I don't think Dave Bautista is a good actor.
What?
I don't think he's a good actor. He just usually plays the same character every time.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not a good actor.
No, well, there's not a lot of
What the
like.
fuck? What does John Cena do differently?
John Cena actually does a lot of different roles. Fed's dad. Come on, man. I don't know how you didn't. You're not picking up on that.
Wow. 6 pairs of
It's the most obvious like dub for John Cena. I genuinely do not remember what his last sock is. I got that one. Okay, I got that one. I got that one. Okay, I got that one. Okay, all right. Did I get that one? I think I got that one. I don't think I got that one.
Have you watched Pinocchio yet? Guillermo del Toro's?
No. I've not.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love
what
it.
about-
You'll probably love it even more than me, and I adore it.
What about the? Well, because like, I have a deep appreciation for like stop motion type films and
Yeah.
animation.
Yeah, you're just more into animation. Like, you have a deeper love for it overall than I do. You're gonna absolutely love it.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff. Well, did you see the Tom Hanks one?
I sure did.
It's definitely.
Third worst movie of the year for me.
I don't know about that. I think it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Absolute utter travesty. Sometimes I keep myself awake at night hearing, Pinocchio! Come on, Pinocchio! Pinocchio!
Of Joseph Levitt-Gordon.
Joseph
Levitt-Gordon. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. See,
you know Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in Glass Onion, right?
yeah, he's
He's
the clock.
Hourly dong.
Yeah.
So funny.
Rian Johnson paid him probably like $3,000 just to say dong.
Dong. He tweeted the other day, just dong. It's so funny.
And like, oh yeah, the fucking cameos in that movie. Ethan Hawke just shows
Ethan
up.
Hawke, it wasn't even a cameo because it was like Serena Williams shows up and it's like, if she's Serena, like, you know, she's there. Like, Ethan Hawke, it's like, he does nothing. Like, he literally doesn't even really say anything, really.
No.
Like,
Oh fuck, I forgot that one.
it's
Okay.
almost blink and you can miss it with Ethan Hawke. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what? One of the best actors working today, and he's in that movie for literally 35 seconds?
Yep. And who else was in it? It's pretty insane. Fuck.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Well, yeah, it was Cream.
Angela Lansbury.
Yeah. Fuck. The person. Oh, it was Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant. Who
Hugh
played...
Grant, yeah, he was his boyfriend.
Yeah. Well,
So
just shows
funny.
up for like 2 seconds. Literally has like 2 lines, I believe.
Tell you what, man, Edward Norton was amazing.
Yeah.
He was and obviously Edward Norton's one of the best actors ever. But like, man, you don't see him work very often. He's not super active. When you do, he is just.
Yeah.
I wish he was in everything. And I thought Janelle Monáe was great. She was awesome. I thought Kate Hudson did a really, really good job.
Oh. I thought
Everyone was great.
did incredibly.
I will
And,
say, Leslie Odom Jr. was miscasted.
Who do you think should have been him? Jamie Foxx?
No.
He
No,
kind of looks like Jamie Foxx in that film, like with the beard.
Yeah, it's similar.
yeah.
No, it just, to me, it's like Leslie Odom Jr. is way too cool to be playing a chemist. It really didn't make much sense to me.
I think that was the point that he was.
Was that the point?
Yeah,
I don't know, because I
like
never really saw anything that made me think, oh, that was the point. Like, he was literally just a chemist. Like they show him in the beginning, he's just in a lab. It's not like he's like
it's
Anthony Fauci or something. He's not, you know, some celebrity doctor. Like he's actually just a chemist.
Yeah, because that just shows like that how like capitalism works or whatever.
How the
like,
people that are put in front of the spotlight are. Yeah. But I don't. I just don't think. I guess maybe they just that wasn't really capitalized in time. But I was like, I would have liked seeing like someone who just kind of. And I love Leslie Odom Jr. I'm glad he got the part, but like I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of a miscast. Like I would have liked to see maybe like I don't know.
Like fuck. I see like this guy. I don't remember his name. I'm trying to remember where it's from. Oh, it was Chuck McGill's like assistant from Better Call Saul. You remember him?
Like Sammy? Was that his name?
No. He like he was the one who saw the tape that like Chuck recorded and then gave it to Jimmy, but Chuck knew that this was gonna happen. He covered for Jimmy whenever he went to the photocopying place.
I've not watched that since that episode came out, so I don't remember.
Oh my god.
That's your imagining?
Yeah. Like this, he's like a very scrawny,
like
nerdy,
wiry, nerdy guy. That's kind of what that was my only thing with the cast. Was
Lyle, like, I think his name was Lyle, something like that.
It sounds. Or was that Leslie Odom Jr.'s name in the movie?
No, it was definitely not.
But that was my only thing with the cast, and I think that they might have underused Catherine Hahn just a bit. Because Catherine Hahn is such an electric actress. She was just a little underutilized. But you know, it was just little nitpicks. But I think that someone else besides Leslie Odom Jr. Not that Leslie Odom Jr. didn't. He was just too damn cool. He was too cool, too damn sexy. He was too damn Leslie Odom Jr. You know what I mean? I wanted a guy who was like just a little more.
Like I said, I think that was the point, that he doesn't look like a scientist. He doesn't look very smart.
Up like in, I guess, yeah.
That like, and he has that position, that job.
But I feel like at times he was trying to be the voice of reason, and I don't think he really fit that, because I don't know. But that was about it. I give it a 90 out of 100.
Yeah.
I give the first Knives Out, I believe, a 97, 96 out of 100.
Like, the one thing that usually, whenever in like mystery novels, they like a scene happens, and then later in the movie we see the same scene, but like in a different light.
Right.
Okay.
They did that great.
But yeah. But like showing like specific scenes, like cutting, like the first time you see the scene, cutting before like the other dialogue happens that you see later. I do not like when they do that. For mystery stuff. I think that whatever Glass Onion does is pretty fine. I didn't have too many problems with it.
It follows a similar structure to Knives Out, where you're chugging along and you think you're on one track, and then in the middle of the movie it gets hijacked and you're on another track, and then at the end of the movie it goes back on that track. I think Knives Out did that a little more compelling, just because like which I guess spoilers for anybody listening, we've already spoiled a lot, but like the twin twist was like charming, because it felt so like whodunit, like it's a twin twist, but like to me it wasn't nearly as.
To me it was very jarring. I'm like, oh fuck, well shit, like, no way I could have predicted that. Even though it is a trope within like Sherlock Holmes film.
But I almost feel like you have to expect tropes within the genre.
Yeah.
Right?
Just because it has tropes doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Right. No, it's an element to that sort of storytelling. For me, the thing about Knives Out was Ana de Armas was just so rootable and so good. And I think the thing I liked a lot more about the first Knives Out, and I don't think it's really super fair to compare the two, but they are, you know, in the same series. And I don't think that my opinion of Glass Onion or my score of it was higher or lower because of comparing it to the first one. But just to compare, because I think it's natural when you're talking about Knives Out and Glass Onion, is like, I liked how contained and grounded the first one was, where it's just, we're in this, you know, house and you know, the ending is just this knife fight, and the villain is revealed, and there's a nice callback. The only thing about Glass Onion that I didn't like, and it was because I saw it work so well in Knives Out, was you could feel the budget of Glass Onion. Like, the ending was so extreme. Like, it was such a like 11 notches up from Knives Out that I didn't like it quite as much. It was just a little too grand. Whereas like Knives Out felt so cozy. It was very cozy narrative, and Glass Onion was very like social media. You know, it was like there's a lot of cameos. There's a lot of like, oh, here's the Mona Lisa. We're in this big house. Explosions. Like, it was like a lot. Which it made it different from the first one. Which is cool, and that was Rian Johnson's point. Yeah. But it felt very, a lot more. It felt like Netflix gave him a bigger budget. Is what it felt like to me.
You forget that he plays Among Us in the second movie. So I don't even understand how you can even consider the first movie to be better. It's so. I don't even have words for it.
He plays Among Us, man, and he's in a bathtub. Yeah. Wearing a fez or something.
I think it was a fez.
You know what, though? I'm curious on your opinion. And if you liked it more than first Knives Out, then I would imagine your opinion on this is completely different from mine. And I give this a 90 out of 100. I really like this movie. And I think I'm going to rewatch it. Maybe today or tomorrow.
The first one, you mean?
Yeah. No, Glass Onion.
Oh, okay.
I really did not like the first act.
I loved it.
I hated all the COVID stuff. That totally just took me out of it, and I hated it. Like,
it takes place in 2020.
And I don't like that either.
Like, it's just like,
I don't like that they're like wearing masks and then they show up and they shoot a gun in their mouth and now they're fine. Like, it just didn't, like, for me, I was just like, I don't want to see this. I never, to me, I don't want to see COVID, pandemic, anything in any movie or TV show. Anytime that happened, like, especially in 2020 and 2021, like, they were like, let's put this into everything, and I hated it. I hated it.
Well, okay.
It just limits you.
Everything. Perhaps, but limiting it, like, that's not like it's not like one person's decision. It's a lot of people's decision, so it's not really Rian Johnson's fault. But like, I mean, like, for like let's say the Cold War. Okay, I'm doing the speedrun thing. The Cold War. Okay, when it was happening. Do you not expect a media and television to commentate about that, or say like, oh, what it's like living during the Cold War?
No, you're right, and that's where my mind goes.
Or during the Red Scare.
When I'm talking about this, I'm like, the counter argument in my head is that. But for me personally, like, it was just like annoying that they had to, because they abandon it and never go back to it. Like, to open the movie with like the Zoom and the masks and the anti-vaccine and, you know, all that, it was just annoying to me, man. It was like, we lived through this. Maybe if you did something like this in 10 or 15 years, you could maybe make it funny, but it just feels a little like, can we just not, like, especially to abandon it for the whole movie, which I'm glad they did, because the movie got unbelievable. If the movie had stayed like it was in the beginning, I would have hated it. Like, the beginning of the movie took off like 4 points alone for me. I did not like the beginning. I didn't like it. Like, I don't like characters being apart, and I don't. Everyone went through it. You don't need a commentary on it anymore. It's over now. It just felt very like Rian Johnson wanted to be somehow political in some way. Or at least
I don't understand how that is. How did I?
It isn't political. That's a wrong word.
Yeah.
He was trying to be like socially satirical. That's what I'm going.
Okay.
Socially satirical, and it was just annoying. It was like, like, didn't we kind of do this for like 2 whole years?
But
like, we did this.
I see it as a minor thing. such a small thing. Which he probably wrote this film in 2020. So, and he wants to make this as modern as possible. Okay, take place today.
Yeah.
So, like, logically, yes, he has to do COVID stuff because that was what that's how people were living their lives in 2020. Okay, that is just how that was working.
Yeah.
So, Zoom meetings, Among Us. Come on, you can't do 2020 without Among Us.
Just when I have a critique, you bring up the Among Us, and I'm like, fuck everything. This is a 100% movie.
Yes, I know. God,
the Among Us, the celebrity Zoom call. I mean, that is just shit I absolutely loved from 2020.
Yeah.
There was nothing like the cast of Fast Times at Ridgemont High getting together for a Zoom meeting hosted by Josh Gad to read the script. There was nothing like Daniel Radcliffe reading the first chapter of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and all the money going to some sort of charity. Man, those were the days.
They would.
And it reminds me of such good times. I love to go to the theater in late 2022 and hash it all over again.
Yes.
Man, that is, you know what? Never mind. Change it. Change my mind.
There we go.
I loved it.
Like, I never saw it as them making a statement. It was just them saying that,
I
hey,
shouldn't have said political.
It's taking place in 2020.
Yeah. But
so we have to have masks, and then we have to give a reason
I just feel
why.
like Rian Johnson was trying to make sort of a time capsule.
I don't think so at all. It was just that he wrote this in 2020. He has no idea when the pandemic will end. He can't have the actors wear masks the entire movie because then they wouldn't be acting. They could just fucking dub the entire film if they wanted to. So, like, literally have just a way to get rid of, like, the problem of like the pandemic, while also making a joke about how the billionaires have a way to, like, basically cure COVID, and they're only giving them to themselves.
True.
Yeah. That type of thing.
I just like, okay, a movie like The Menu. Imagine if that movie started and they're all wearing masks, and since it's this, like, super high class retreat, they give them like an hors d'oeuvre, and then they're like, actually, you don't need these anymore now that you had our hors d'oeuvre. It's like, do you really need that? Like, to me, it's like movies are an escape. You're making a murder mystery movie, all right?
Well, movies are also a thing to help you see open your eyes to, like, a specific.
That wasn't the point of this movie. The point of this movie was not to tell you about COVID in 2020. That was not the point of the movie. It was literally only the point of the movie for like 20 minutes. And because of that, I felt like it sacrificed some of the character introduction. Like, the first half of the second act is what introduces the characters. It's not the first act. The first act is like, all right, let's show
the second act is more
some goofy shit with the mask on, and then
he literally does that for. Then again, okay, the whole COVID thing is not even 10 minutes in the movie. Not even 10 minutes.
It's more than 10 minutes.
No, it's not even that.
Yes, it is.
Okay, the entire introduction is them trying to open the chest. Okay?
Yes, which they're doing, like, over the phone. They're talking about COVID the whole time. It literally starts with a Zoom call.
They're not talking about COVID doing that stuff.
Yes, they are.
They are not.
Absolutely.
I saw this a week ago.
Dude, Kate Hudson is literally like, they're like, are you having a party? She's like, yeah, we're all in the same bubble.
Yeah.
And then, like, they're like, Catherine Hahn is doing a Zoom interview. Or no, not Catherine Hahn. It's her husband or whatever is like, oh man, he's doing a Zoom interview wearing boxer briefs. Remember that? That was funny. Like, the whole beginning, like, they're on, and then you get to Benoit Blanc, this great character the first time. He's in the bathtub playing Among Us on a Zoom call. It's like, this is all about the whole thing. And then they show up, they're all wearing, like, Kate Hudson is wearing, like, a mask that's made of netting, and it's like, remember people who were dumb, who wore stupid masks or didn't wear them at all? Ha ha ha. It's like, I just like, it was just annoying. Like, I was so glad when they abandoned it. With Ethan Hawke was the best part of the movie because he shot the fucking life out of that part of the movie.
It seemed they do not put in a lot of effort. It's just minimal. It's just small things, just tiny little things. You're just putting in the movie.
For heaven's sake, boy.
Like it's not the main thing. It's not the main thing at all.
So, it isn't. But that made it worse. That they start the movie with that shit. When they could have started the movie with establishing the characters more, or
once again,
planting seeds.
They have been doing that entire segment. They throw in 1 or 2 lines about COVID, and then that's it for the first 15 minutes. That's literally it. So
Don't worry, Mr. Krabs.
we get to know everything about Dave Bautista's character. Within that time, we know everything about Kate Hudson's character in those 15 minutes.
Good luck, boy.
Like literally, we get like, okay, this guy's this girl's a politician running for Senate. This guy's a streamer who already is in like a ton of controversy that has to make apology videos or whatever.
Yeah.
And this character is a scientist that does, even though he is a scientist working in the high
Sexy
scientist working in like a very established or whatever, like
field.
Like he must know stuff in order to be in that field. Yet he is calling in order to figure out how to open up a simple box that Benoit opens in 2 seconds.
Right.
But he didn't open it.
Or
But
Janelle Monáe just breaks to pieces. Now the box was good because it did show. It did do a really good job of showing you like the characters. And honestly, I feel like if I watched it again, it would seem way less significant than it did in real time.
Yeah.
Because I was just sitting there in the theater, and it felt like an eternity that they're on. And it was so jarring. I'm like, why are we doing this?
Why
are we doing this?
As soon as I saw them going through like COVID stuff, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Going to what?
Like going through COVID stuff and like talking about the COVID kind of sucked, you know. I was like, yeah, whatever.
I just don't want to hear about it for like 5 years.
I just
don't want to hear about it. Like we just like we're still in it in a very minor way.
Yeah.
But like we just got over it. You know what I mean? We just got over this shit. And also when movies do it, it feels weird to me. Because like
look,
it's
not the worst thing that celebrities have done to kill it, to feel like they are included with the general public. I mean, fucking Gal Gadot's.
But see,
so
I think that's part of the reason. That Gal Gadot Imagine video is the feelings I have of that video is how I feel towards anything to do with Hollywood and COVID. Because it's like, even to like a certain extent, like Bo Burnham's Inside, which was great. It's like, well, it you know, pretty nice that you were a multi-millionaire during this whole thing. So you probably didn't suffer that much at all anyway. Like he could have bought a fucking island and just lived there for a year or 2. You know what I mean? Like, not to say, you know, there weren't struggling parts of, you know, even being a multi-millionaire and living with COVID. But it's like, you know, Rian Johnson, I bet you had a real rough time.
And I don't think that he's saying that he had a rough time at all.
I don't think so either, but it's just like,
man, this was inconvenient, wasn't it?
It just feels like something that like, it just felt like something that like, it was an issue that really affected the general public and the non-elites. And then you have this director, multimillionaire, and this entire cast, multimillionaire, trying to say something about it or make fun of it. It just it just makes it feel icky to me. It just feels icky. It's almost like they're like, hey, so you know, this COVID thing honestly wasn't that big of a deal for me, you know, because I could get on a Zoom call and make a shit ton of money. You know, actually 2020 wasn't too bad for me because, you know, I was able to write a memoir that I'm selling now and making trillions of dollars. But you know what? All these people going to see this movie, it like kind of affected them. let's put that shit in there to kind of connect with them. What do you say, Ace? And they're like, let's do it, Monty. And then they put it in there. That's kind of what I feel like when I watch that shit. When I watch that shit, that's kind of what I feel.
Thinking about Rian Johnson himself, I don't see that at all. Alright, if it was like somebody like fucking Zack Snyder who puts that in there, I know for a fact it's like, oh man, it was so terrible. Oh man, it was so hard.
Army of the Dead is about COVID.
Dude, it's really sucked that I had to put a fucking filter over the Justice League and then make it 4x3 and then send it out on HBO Max. That was so fucking difficult, man.
I filmed it in my enormous backyard. Oh, Jared Leto came over. He wore a neck gaiter.
Not even ask him to be in costume. He just showed up in it.
I just wanted him to do a voiceover.
Yeah, man. But enough of this COVID stuff. We're gonna move on and talk about, I don't know. What did boys talk about?
I'm gonna give you trivia in the next one.
Trivia in the next one. We're gonna do trivia in the next episode. That's like a segue. I didn't fucking steal my thunder.
Like, subscribe, comment below. Bye bye.